welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. Well, this is a different setup, ain't it? I mean, it's not, we're back to our usual, but the last lot of videos you've seen would have been the Dominican vlogs. 5 Dominican vlogs, jam-packed with 2 weeks of adventure, and can you believe we are back here in England now? I am still suffering from the holiday blues, my lovelies. I'm not going to lie. I'm not adjusting to this. It's my knee. I do have shorts on. It's just I need the heat from the coffee because I'm not adjusting to this cold weather. The rain. Oh my goodness, the rainstorms. Not adjusting to the dark mornings, the dark nights. I am just not loving life here back in England, I'm afraid. Yes, it was a very stressful holiday, to say the blooming least. If you have followed from the very first video of the holiday content, which was the like let's get ready and pamper breakdown central, the packing video, disastrous. Going to the airport, still had some hiccups. It wasn't too bad when we was out there were still some hiccups along the way, and then coming home, if you watched the final vlog, we had more hiccups. Nothing to do with the airline this time. We got stuck because of protesters. So the last vlog ended a little bit abruptly, to say the least, because I thought I'd come back, I'd do like my haul of everything that I got. But you know what, my lovelies, after sitting in traffic for 3 hours for something that should have been an hour's journey max, I just wasn't loving my life after sitting in Gatwick from 7:30 till just gone 12. It wasn't a vibe at all, because I was just like, you know what, I could so easily just book another flight and go away. But obviously I couldn't. So my lovelies, I've got my phone, I've got a little coffee, feeling sorry for itself. It's nothing like the coffees I've had for the past 2 weeks, but hey ho, back to reality. But I thought I would do like a big roundup. There is going to be another episode of Travel Diaries next month where it will purely just be Dominican, and I'll show like photos and snippets like we did with the old Travel Diaries, because I realised there hasn't really been photos on here, because obviously it's all just vlogs, so I will do some photos in that. But this video I want to be kind of like a roundup of the whole experience, and from start to finish, with the hotel, with the airline, the travel agent, how I feel it's gone. I've got many little bullet points on my phone to keep us going, and then at the end I will show you, of course, duty free and the goodies that I did pick up. So my lovelies, get your hot drink, because we're not on iced coffee anymore, that's for sure. We are on hot chai lattes, and let's get comfy for kind of like a sit down with Shan Travel Diaries informative style video. I'm back. I'm not gonna lie though, I have loved having my candles on. I mean, there is no choice but to have candles on, because as soon as I come back, Mum was like, look at the bills. She showed me the daily usage. She was like, and this is just for me. I was like, oh Lord. Lordy Lord, like I've tried to now not even like have my light on. My light is only on for filming. I have my own power bank with my Galaxy light, because we all know I love my Galaxy projector light, and that's one way to save on the bills. So my lovelies, now ain't it weird, right? That's the Nescafe Dolce Gusto chai latte pot. Absolutely love it. When I go into Costa and have a chai latte, it's far too strong for my liking. Right, let's start. So I went with Tui. So this was a holiday that had originally been booked in 2019. Obviously, with everything in the world going on, we had to move it. So it moved from 2019 to 2020. We were still in no better situation then, so 2020 went to 2021. Or was it 2020? It's been 3 years since I've been away. But, oh, I can't even remember when C was about. I think it's had 3 changes, so I'm going to say 19. Was it 19? Oh, this is getting off to a flying start. I can't even remember the last time I actually went abroad, my lovelies. When was the last time? I'm sure, is there an odd photo somewhere of it? I need to do a good clear out on my phone, my lovelies, because it's gym, it's shopping, it's food, it's just a bit of everything and anything. So that was February, was at the log cabin. obviously couldn't go away then. So the last one was River Maya. That's Log Cabin. River Maya. No, that's Log Cabin. Goodness gracious me, when did we actually get abroad? Oh, hold on a minute. Oh no, 2019 was my last holiday, my lovely. Sorry, so this was, well, it was, yeah, because we would have booked straight after. So this was originally 2020. Obviously, C happened, got postponed. 2021 come, obviously couldn't happen. Things changed earlier in this year, as we all know, and I had to change it again. So I went into the travel agents, I think it was around May, June. It was just after my birthday. And I thought, right, get it all sorted. So I went in, told the circumstances, and bearing in mind, so I like to be organised. So I'd emailed the store a few weeks before and I'd told them of the situation and that I needed to amend my holiday from 2 persons to 1. But I would be like spending obviously more, upgrade, I had several emails back confirming that as long as I wasn't cancelling, it was fine. I wouldn't be charged. So I said to them, I'm amending from 2 persons to 1. Will I be charged? No, because you're not cancelling. I thought happy days. When I got to the store though, however, it was a different story. I was charged £250 cancellation fee, even though I wasn't cancelling the holiday. And then I was also charged a £50 admin fee just to delete someone's name off of a booking form, which the booking form hadn't even been sent because it was like 5 months before I was even due to fly. So that store experience wasn't too pleasant, to say the least. I've spoke about it in my breakdown video. I don't really rate my local store, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, it's just not. I'd probably rather travel into Kent, to be honest, to deal with another store or have a look at, I don't know, probably near Cambridge or whatever, because my local is just, well, I wouldn't say local, it's still about an hour away, but it's nowhere near what it should be. I always have run-ins with different staff members there. It's kind of, I just get the attitude they have your money, and if there's changes and they haven't made it, it's like, well, we can't help you. So when I was there, I showed the emails and all they kept saying was, but what she meant was, or if you go back to your terms and conditions. And I was like, look, I haven't got time to be sitting and reading through my terms and conditions, all right? I get what you're saying, but I made it very clear in my emails I was changing from 2 people to 1 person. And I said, is that classed as a cancellation? And I was told several times, no. So when you kind of, I knew what I was going for, I knew all the prices and that. When they then add another £300 to that, it's a little bit extortionate, you know? So I thought you'd go around in swings and roundabouts. Twitter, absolutely useless, because if you go with TUI, my lovelies, if you book online have 1 customer service, and if you book in store, you deal with the store. The store have no customer service above the store, which I found out. So when I asked for the head office details, they said they didn't have any details for store complaints to go to. You deal with the store, and if you don't like the store's response, you go to ATOL and ABTA. So for me, in the 21st century, I think if a company does not have a central head office customer service for both online and in store, what is the point of you actually having a store? Because they don't match online prices. So if you saw an online price on TUI, and back in the olden days when I was little, you would go into the store, they would price match. They don't do that anymore. If you see it cheaper online, you book online. They will not match it in store at all, which I think is probably why the high street is dying and shops are going more online, because if you're going to save a couple of £100 online, you're going to do it online, aren't you? Which is what I've done for Jamaica, which I'm not going to lie, I'm very now hesitant about Jamaica with TUI. I'm thinking, please Lord, do not give me the same stress and ag that I've had this year, because I physically don't think I could comprehend it anymore. But fingers crossed, touch wood, Jamaica is fine. It will be a completely different thing with Jamaica because it's online, so I would have to deal with everything like via Twitter, etc., and you might have more chance of people helping you. So I went in, I said what I wanted, the hotel, everything like that. I was then told that I would have a room occupancy charge. I will go into the full cost at the end, but the room occupancy charge, so just to put it in perspective, I had my hotel cost that I'd worked out before I came here, and then I had a £300 charge that I didn't know, and I had an £840 room occupancy charge. How are they encouraging people to travel solo? They want people to travel and they want solo travels, but £840 I had to pay because it was just one person in a room, which to me didn't sit right, because a lot of money towards my holiday was charges that I don't think should have been applicable at all. But we'll get into the costing at the end. So I had all of that, and before you knew it, the price rocketed. So it was like, right, okay, done and dusted. Went back in July. It was the day after Nana G's birthday, and I had to pay my balance. I said, is everything on track? Yep, nothing. No problems with my hotel? No, everything's fine. Hunky-dory. Absolutely hunky-dory. Here we go. Getting in the holiday spirit. Get to me month countdown. I'm like, woohoo. 3 weeks before, I get an email. You are due £100 post-departure refund. I'm like, what? You've overpaid by £100. I think, well, I haven't, because I've paid what was on the system to pay. So I called the store, gave my booking reference, and I said, they've told me I've got a £100 refund. Oh, yeah. I said, what's it for? Oh, they might have overcharged you on something. That was the first response I had. So I said, well, could you look into it, please? I said, because people don't just give you money for nothing, you know? I said, oh, I'll send mum down with my card. Oh, no, you have to be present. So that's another thing. If you book in store, I feel it's very awkward to get any type of money back. Whereas online, from what I can gather, it's very, maybe not quick, but you don't have to do anything because they have all the they have all the details on the system. So I was like, right. A couple of days passed. I then got an email. Upcoming change to your holiday. You know when you just think, oh. It said the Tui Blue Sensatori resort was not able to be opened due to hurricane damage, because obviously 2 weeks before I flew out, they had quite a large hurricane out in Dominican Republic, which, touch wood, the area that we was in wasn't affected too badly, but we did see the damage when we went into the mountains, which I'll speak more on in the travel diaries for the trips and everything. So I was like, right. So I read where they was moving me to. And it's basically, so you had one big large complex, half was Tui Blue and half was Charisma, which is another hotel brand. So the Tui Blue, they said, had been damaged, so you're going over to Charisma side. When I looked onto this hotel, all I saw was a giant blue flip-flop as you drove up, and the reviews were good, but they said it's very party-fied. Like, it's called Margaritaville, okay? It's a lot of drinks, it's a lot of booze, there's foam parties, it's very much for youngsters. And I just thought, oh, I'd booked the Tui Blue Sensatori for the fact that it was quiet, it was relaxing, like, it didn't seem hustle and bustle. I didn't want a party holiday. Whereas I think next year Jamaica could be a bit more livelier. That's fine. But for my first holiday, I didn't want a party holiday. I just wanted to relax. I needed to de-stress, detox, get away, and love life. So when I went into the store for the refund, I said, I'm not really happy about it. I said, because it's not the hotel I booked. And all I kept getting told was, well, it's the same hotel. It's not. It's really not. That's all I kept getting told. So I had to say several times, we'll agree to disagree. It might be on the same land, but it's not the same hotel, and it's not the hotel that I booked. And at the bottom of all of these amendments, they would always put, we hope you enjoy your holiday. No! So I did ask. I said, what are my things if I wanted to, like, change or cancel? Because obviously you've changed my hotel 3 weeks before I'm due to fly, but you haven't even given me an option to change. Like, you haven't given me the option if I wanted to cancel, change to a different hotel, because the first thing as well that I noticed, it said your room is going to be on the first floor. So me being me, I'd booked a ground floor swim up suite, and I was like, well, how on earth am I going to have a swim up suite on a first floor? But not even to mention that, say for example you'd booked that and you had a disability or a mobility issue, and they move you to a first floor when you physically maybe couldn't get to a first floor, you haven't got a right to amend that, which I think is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You're going to learn, my lovelies. This is probably going to be a very ranty video, but I just want to share my experiences, because if other people go through this, or people have been through this, we can share and see what on earth we can do about it, because I just don't think it's right. Say, for example, I'd booked that holiday with my nan. My nan could not walk upstairs. Like, you book it for a reason. And when I said to her, could I cancel? She said, well, no. I said, but why not? I said, like, it's not the hotel that I've booked, and you haven't even asked me. You haven't said the hotel's been damaged, unfortunately, we have this option, or you could look at XYZ in the neighbouring area. There was nothing. Which, when we arrived at the hotel, everyone else, so there was another couple that was from a bit further in Essex, but their store, and the other people I've spoken to from Manchester way, they all had the option to cancel. I wasn't given that, so I don't know if that was my store not wanting to lose turnover, because I know how it works in retail. I've done 4.5 years. You don't want to lose turnover when you have refunds. But I was told point blank, no, you can't cancel. So I had a bit of a meltdown. I think it was like on a skincare or a pamper video I was telling you about the hotel change, and I was just like, oh. I was going through TripAdvisor, I was doing all the reviews, because I'd had this planned since May, so like we're coming up 5 months, and now all of a sudden everything's changing last minute. Then I had an email on Friday afternoon about 4:30. Bear in mind I was due to fly on Sunday, saying that my air flight out had changed. My flight times may have changed. They didn't specify if the time had changed. I wouldn't be flying with TUI, I would be flying with Wamos Airlines. There would be no premium seating in there, and they was not able to confirm I had a seat on the plane. That was the start of the pamper video, wasn't it, my lovelies? I went straight there from work, and the store knew absolutely nothing about it. And to say that their response was bleak is an understatement. And this is why I get frustrated, because I think if it was them in that situation, I tried to remain perfectly calm. I was very hysterical, I'm not going to lie, but I wasn't angry. I wanted to pick up every single table in that store and smash the display windows. Because when you get told things are changing, and it wasn't even like the email was like, right, you're flying with Wamos, these are your new times, so you would know. It just said, you're flying with Wamos, your flight times may change. Do you know the advice that I was given by the store? Well, just wait until 5 o'clock Saturday. So you want me to wait until 12 hours before I'm due to go to an airport to find out if my flight time has changed? No, it didn't sit well. And again, I said, what is my right to cancel? You don't have a right, because we're getting you there. So you're putting me on an airline which I'd read up. Someone from work had travelled with them, and it was horrendous. They might be better for short haul flights, but not for a 9-hour flight. And again, I was told you can't cancel. And again, I was told by the other people, when they found out, they was given the choice of a cancellation fee. Cancellation, not fee, but they could cancel if they wanted to the day before. Obviously, where are you going to find a holiday the day before you're meant to fly? However, that's not the case. I was still denied even accepting or an offer of a refund, for example. I got an email, it must have been about 12 o'clock-ish on the Saturday, from one of the women at the store saying they'd spoken to several departments. It was a Wamos airline, but everything was fine. It was still premium, la-di-da-di-da. I was very hesitant, I'm not going to lie. At the beginning, I was like, And then when she said that she'd spoken to several departments and several pre-travel and everything like that, I thought, okay. So, that was Saturday. Then, I had the issue of packing, didn't I? Because I'd been so... I just lost not even motivation, but I just lost the holiday oomph, you know? And I didn't feel like I wanted to go after all of that changing around. I was like, this is not the holiday that I booked. So obviously I didn't finish packing till early as a Sunday morning. Then we went off to the airport. Woohoo, hunky-dory. If you saw the come to the airport vlog with me, Mama G, not happy saying goodbye, was she? No, she was not indeed. I then went to check-in, premium check-in. Everything looked good. Everything looked good. The man on the check-in desk, he said, do you know it's a Wamos flight? I said, yep, that's fine. I said, can you just confirm I've still got the premium seat at the back? I said, because that's how I've done it. I said, because I'll be like filming and vlogging. I said, so I just want a little bit of privacy. And he said, oh, it's all economy. Which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with economy. I used to go economy all the time when I was little. But for a long haul, I like to pay the upgrade because people say, well, you're little, you don't need legroom. I just like the extra space around me. And also, being when you do the upgrades with premium, you get like the priority check-in. I don't have to be in the queues and that, because I know in situations that I'm not aware of or haven't done before, I get very nervous, very anxious. It disorientates me, and being in big queues and that, it works me up. So I paid the premium upgrade so that I didn't have the stress. I could go to a smaller queue, go straight through, and then I'm done. When you get in the airport, I haven't got to sit in the main airport and like be worried about like my bag or anything like that. I can go to a lounge and be done with it. So he says to me it was all economy. So I showed him the email. I was like, literally yesterday, it was all confirmed that it was the same thing. It was just a different airline. And all their responses are, I know they obviously don't get given much information. It's like, well, you'll get refunded. But it's not the point, my lovelies. If you pay for something, clearly it's a service that you want. So it doesn't matter if you get refunded. You've paid for that service, so that is what you want. So I was just like, he's like, you still get your premium security, bag drop, and you still get your lounge. So I thought, right. So when I was in the lounge, the store had emailed me as well and said, oh, if there's anything else we can do. And I was like, yeah, the flight ain't premium. So it was like, oh, okay, let's look into this, da-da-da. I've had that refunded, thank goodness. So the part going out was refunded. Got on there, got to the plane. I always download stuff on my iPad because he told me at check-in there is no in-flight entertainment. And you know when you just... I said to him, excuse me, this is such first world problems, but I remember even when I was little, you used to have the screens that would come down and it would be like the whole rows, or like so many rows would see this screen. He said, no, they don't have this. This is why I think this airline is designed primarily for short haul flights and not long haul. So I was like, right, luckily I'd already downloaded bits and bobs on Netflix, but I was just like, right, at least I can charge stuff, yeah? But you couldn't charge stuff. So again, luckily, I'd had my power bank. When we got on the plane, I had more leg room in my car than on this plane, to be perfectly honest. All of the photos and everything I will show in the travel diaries, but it was horrendous. They double booked my seat. Then they put me in a seat that another man was in. Luckily, I had the most loveliest couple going out there. Honestly, they were so lovely. And thank goodness, because it made the experience a bit more enjoyable and not so like, I'm sitting next to people I don't know, I'm in their seat, da-da-da-da-da. We had an hour's delay because there were several people on that flight. There was a lady for medical reasons who had to have a certain amount of leg room. There was quite a few tall, large men that was like, we can't, because you know the armrests, normally they flap up, don't they? These were fixed. And these men were like, we can't fit in that, like, no. So the front part of the plane was completely empty. It was for the staff. And what they done was they ended up knocking out some of the handrests so these men could go up. So for me, they said that our plane was stuck somewhere because of the hurricane. I do not buy that for love nor money. There was nowhere near the amount of people on that plane to fill a Dreamliner. So for me personally, because I'd seen Dreamliners been going out that morning, there was one to Jamaica and Cancun. Our flight was not at full capacity. So they thought, instead of wasting the fuel over there, pop them on a budget airline and save yourself some money. I don't think airlines should be able to do that. I know it's all to do with like fuels and economy and pollution, but if you pay for a service, that is what you should get regardless. Even if you are the only person on that plane, you have paid for that. So after an hour, we finally set off. And when I tell you the takeoff, the noises that plane was giving me, I was not confident in the slightest. The flight itself, we had quite a lot of turbulence, which I know is no one's fault, but we had a bit of turbulence. The ports where like you would charge stuff, they reminded me of shaving ports, like EU adapters, which obviously no one had. There was no USB ports on that plane. So people who didn't have power banks or didn't have anything charged or like downloaded, what are you supposed to do for 9 hours? I was alright. You know me, I charge everything up. I had my Kindle, I had my iPad, I had my laptop. Like, I was editing away, reading a bit of a book, playing some games, trying to like just make the most out of a rubbish situation, to be honest. Then they didn't know if there was enough food on the plane. You know when you just think like, surely not, like things can't go that wrong. However, the food itself was still TUI food. There were WAMOS staff and also TUI staff on the airline. It was still TUI food, so we still had our meals, which thank goodness, because I think if on top of all that I didn't get fed, I would have been very grouchy. It had been a long, stressful morning as it is, and I just wanted food. They did try and keep you topped up with wine, but they did make a point to be like, because this is not a TUI airline, their drinks are not unlimited. However, when you pay premium, you pay for unlimited drinks. So I think it was like a couple of glasses of wine, and I think I had a vodka and orange, which was very blooming strong. I mean, that's probably why they only give you the one. But yeah, went along, I had a little bit of a doze, and then we arrived, touchdown in Dominican Republic to a lovely 31 degrees. And I think it was just gone 3-ish when we landed, about 3:30. Got out, got all your bags, and then on the way to the hotel. As soon as I pulled up to this hotel, I just saw this giant blue flip-flop. And I'm just like, because the one that I'd booked before, it probably sounds so like materialistic, but the one I had before, it just had like a nice little simple waterfall. It just looked, everything screamed calmness about it. And when I pulled up to this, it screamed party, kids, flip-flops. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm vibing with this. So I got out of the car, went and checked in. They gave you a tequila ice lolly. So that was very nice. That was kind of like, hello, you're on holiday. I had a gentleman, Alvaro, take my bags. And he said, oh, you're over in a villa. And I was like, I booked a swim-up suite. He said, we didn't have any swim-up suites. He says, so we've put you in this room. He said, you've still got your swim-up, like, suite, but it's a pool. So I was like, okay. He helped me, he took my cases, and he was like, I am your butler. He's like, if you need me, WhatsApp me. He's like, I do all the reservations, everything like that. And then you would have seen, I got in the room, and I was like, whoa. So it could have gone terribly wrong, because from what I gather, they'd oversold the swim-up suites. Because where obviously TUI Sensatori had been damaged, that's what they said, damaged, they had to transfer everyone over. But obviously the people that had booked the swim-up suites, there wasn't enough in Margaritaville, because TUI Blue had the more stretch with the swim-up suites for the beach view. So obviously some people wasn't even getting a swim-up suite. The rooms were overbooked like mine was, but I was very fortunate enough to be put into a villa. So I paid for a swim-up suite, which still had a bath. It had a bedroom, the bathroom with the bath, and the walk-in wardrobe, and then you come out and you had your little balcony with a thing. With the suite that I gained the living space area, a little mini bar, and the bathroom was a lot bigger. And then I also gained the shower inside and outside. So I'm not going to lie, I fell on my feet with the room. And you would have seen I was so happy with that room. And it kind of was like, some of the stress has been worth it. Or some of like the upheaval has been worth it. Because this is kind of like a little bit of compo in a way. Or like this is them trying to make up for that errors. However, I still wouldn't wish the stress beforehand on anyone, because it's not nice at all. I made the most of it. If you've seen the vlogs, you will see I tried to make the most of it. If you haven't seen the vlogs, they'll be in the Time for a Getaway playlist. There's 5 of them. They are very long. You probably feel like you spent 2 weeks with me after watching them, if you have. But I wanted to film as much as I could, but I still had a lot of downtime and just me time. Like by the pool you don't see much because I was literally on my Kindle, listening to a podcast, speaking with my friends. Like I wanted to chill and detox as well. I stayed off social media for the first week completely, which was very, very nice. And yeah, it was trying to find the balance, which I hope I did find the balance. If you feel I didn't film a lot, I'm sorry. As I say, I think the general consensus has gone down that you actually really enjoyed it, and a lot of the comments have been like, we feel like we're there with you, and that is what I wanted for this. I wanted to feel like we'd all gone and had a little adventure together, you know. And yeah, maybe, I mean, I'm going to still obviously vlog Jamaica next year. If you want more content, tell me. If you want more videos, the only thing, I didn't film as many sit down videos as I wanted to out there, because to be honest, I was just enjoying myself. I got me sit down with Shan done. I wanted to do part of monthly favourites. I wanted to do a get ready with me. I was too lazy. I was too lazy. I was too enjoying the moment, and on one particular day I was too drunk to do anything, to be perfectly honest. But I done my sit down with Shan. So maybe next year I definitely want to do like my get ready with me and bits and bobs. But I think I done what I could. I think in total you had what, the pamper video, the packing, come to the airport with me. Then you had 5 vlogs, sit down with Shan, and now this one, like the roundup. So you've had 10 videos out of a holiday. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think that's too bad, my lovelies. But yes, moving on with the hotel, it was called Margaritaville in Cap Cana. So you flew into main Punta Cana airport, and it was about 15-20 minutes from the airport. So it wasn't a long transfer at all. I would say that the security is very high alert in Dominican Republic. There was a lot of checkpoints to go through at certain places, and certain checkpoints to get into hotels, and bits and bobs like the drivers had to show IDs and everything like that. When you went in and out on trips, the security was very high. So I did feel safe there. A lot of people said they weren't really safe, but I can't fault the area, and the part that we was in was safe. I think there was other parts, Bavaro, we drove through, that the hotels didn't seem as secluded. They was kind of in amongst the towns, which I think I wouldn't have liked so much. I would have been a bit worried. But our one, we was literally from the checkpoints, secluded off. I can't recommend it enough. I will leave the hotel link down below. As I say, it is by a brand called Charisma. We had the welcome meeting with the rep the following day, and then the following day after that I went and booked my trips. This was where it kind of, I would say, wasn't my usual TUI experience. They said they would be at their little desk. There was a man and a woman. They said they would be at the desk every day from 8 till 11. Not a problem. So I went down the following day and booked my trips. The trips that I booked, I wasn't told the full story upon booking them. And I will say, if you book trips in Dominican Republic, they are very expensive. 3 trips cost me $415. My trips weren't even that expensive in Mexico, and I think I've done 5 or 6 trips in Mexico. So I would say, if you want to do trips, be prepared for the prices. I think the boat trips were about 160 each, and the Monkey Land zip lining was about 110, just over, and that was with the 10% discount. The rep front, I saw my rep on the welcome meeting, and then I saw them when I booked my trips. And after that, I didn't see him at all. Which is a bit concerning sometimes, especially when you are abroad and you're on holiday. And it's sometimes just to like see a familiar face. Like, you always see reps normally like walking around the pool or in like, say, the lobby, just being like, hi, how are you? Just to have a random talk. Oh, someone's having a little party outside, didn't they? Feels like I'm back at the pool bar. Definitely feel like I'm back at the party pool bar. Anyway, so didn't see them, and that was a bit concerning, because sometimes like you just want to see a face or speak to a rep, and if they're not there, they're not there. One of the people that I'd spoken to, they'd caught the rep just before they was leaving, and they said like, why are you not here? Like, come on, like, you should be here to help people, especially because everyone had been in the same situation of having the hotel transfer. Like, no one really knew what was going on. And then it transpired that the hotel had actually, oh my goodness, someone is blaring that at. Literally sounds right outside my window as well. Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to cut because I'm probably going to end up getting copyrighted for this. I'll pop back once the party outside stopped, alright? Sorry about that, my lovelies. It was my joyous next door neighbours. God, ain't it glad to be back with them lot. Anyway, so yes, the crux of it was actually Tui had been... Oh, going for round 2? I don't mind music if I'm by a pool with a drink in my hand, but I don't really like the music when it's a cold, dreary afternoon in Essex and someone thinks they're P. Diddy, to be perfectly honest. So anyway, the rep, they divulged that actually the hotel hadn't been damaged in the hurricane and that Tui had been evicted. So our hotel would be no more. Our hotel was now becoming part of Charisma and our part of the chain was being transferred over. So everyone, in essence, had been evicted from the hotel and they was told not to attend the hotel as much and to focus on other hotels within Dominican Republic of whom they weren't getting evicted from. So this is why Tui's excuses and downright lies I do not believe in the absolute slightest. There is not 1 ounce of honesty that I have come across, to be perfectly honest, apart from the rep. Well, it wasn't myself who spoke to the rep, it was someone else. But the rep said exactly what had been going on. And you know when you just think, like, really? Really? Like, I can't... If they'd have just said that, that is probably why they didn't, because people might think, oh, hold on a minute. Like, why not? Why is that not going to plan? Why are you being evicted? Like, what is going on with my holiday? And it probably could create quite a kerfuffle, but you need to keep people in the know. And that is one thing that I have said. I'm drafting my complaint as we speak. And it's just kind of like the dishonesty, really. And it's just the lies. Like, there's no need for it. There is absolutely no need for it at all. I'm going to keep checking because I'm going to be waffling on Central. And I'm like, Shan, we're going to have a whole travel diaries of this. But what was my bits? So the area. When you're in our specific area, it's not like Europe where you can go out of your hotel and have a walk about. Once you're in your complex, you're in your complex. I don't even think they allow you to leave the complex on foot because when you come out, it's literally just like A roads and B roads and motorways because everything is just like dotted off of the complex. So if you are wanting a holiday whereby you can leave the resort free will and just walk about, I probably wouldn't say Dominican Republic is for you. Unless you are in an area, as I say, I think Bavaro was similar to it, but the ones that I was in Cap Cana, you couldn't just get out and walk free willy-nilly, you know, because would it not have been safe? I don't know, but that's not something you would do. That is why the resorts over there, they have so much to do in the complex so that you don't need to go. I would say for the area itself though, I thought it was a very, very nice area. They said that Cap Cana is the upcoming part of Dominican Republic where a lot of people are now buying like their holiday homes and timeshares, I think they said. So yeah, that was kind of like the nice area of Dominican Republic. So I definitely would recommend Cap Cana. There was a lot of hotels that we went past and there was like a Secrets one. I think there was a Gran Serenis, which was the one that we was originally booked, but obviously I changed everything. There was, is there Royals El Dorado? There's quite a few out there, to be honest. But as I say, I definitely did like our one, just purely for the fact of where it was, the seclusion and the security. Right, when you go to Dominican Republic, you have to do a form to get a QR code. You have to do that, otherwise they will not allow you entry or allow you to leave. However, when we came in, I wasn't asked for it. However, still do it. The form is on TUI, or you can go on to Google and just type in Dominican Republic entry form / visa. You fill it all in and you get a QR code. It's basically taking away where you used to have to do the forms on the plane. Obviously you don't have to do any of that coming back into England now, but I did get asked for my QR code when I left. So that was, make sure that you do it both ways, because it said the QR code was valid for arrival and departure, but I thought just in case I done another one to warrant me in case it wasn't valid. But yeah, they do check that for the way out, I would have to tell you. When it comes to how can I put this, you do have to have your wits about you when you are out on the trips. So because a lot of the trips you go through the towns and the villages and you go to like the ports. The ports are not like private ports. It's like, say for example, Southend. So you will have people there who are tourists, and you will have people who live there, who are there at the beach, people who are trying to make an income. You have a lot of sellers on these beaches and ports and areas. Everyone is trying to sell you something. Another big thing in Dominican Republic is tipping. It's not mandatory, but they do advise it. They say as well to be very cautious when you're getting the money out for tipping, because sometimes people can like look and assert, let's just say, and if, say for example, you was on a trip and someone was not maybe so honest, but they saw it, if you're out in the sea, you're not going to see what's happening. And unfortunately, touch wood, nothing like that. We had really lovely people on all of our trips. But yeah, they do say just to be very cautious with money out there, and it is advised, like even if you give $1 or $2, but they say like something's better than nothing, because sometimes the people can get very like moody, which, don't get me wrong, they're all trying to make a living out there. But I feel when you pay so much for, say, the holiday, to then have to tip people to bring you a drink, like I didn't tip anyone bringing me a drink. I tipped at the end of a night for food, because like I'd always leave a tip in a restaurant over here, and it was only a couple of the waiters that I would give a tip to if like I'd been there a long time, or like they was nice to me. I left my maid a little tip and me butler and all of that jazz. So yeah, I'm not like extortionate, because I did pay a lot for the holiday, and like you feel, well, hold on a minute, if I've paid all of that, why am I now having to pay again? But I did leave a little something. And as I say, when you book trips, you pay for the excursions and you pay for the service and all that, but they do still expect a tip at the end. Like whenever you get into a coach, there is always a tip jar at the front, and they'll always say, if you had a good time, like the driver, please put a tip in. That is the only thing, but I found that in all the Caribbean countries. So Cuba was the same. Mexico, I don't think they class as the Caribbean, but Mexico was the same with tipping. Kind of like South America and Caribbean, tipping is like a thing. But that's because I think predominantly they have a lot of American visitors, and Americans are known to tip a lot. British people, we're kind of a bit more, I'd say like, we're a bit, not prudish, but like we're a bit more reserved with tipping, and we tip if we think we get a good service. We don't tip just for the sake of it, which sometimes a lot of other cultures do. But as I say, if I had good service, I would leave a little tip, but don't feel like you have to, even though they say it is advised. Right, let's have a look. Done that. Good job I've got my phone here, because otherwise I'd be just waffling on for about 2 hours. And as I say, we have still got travel diaries of this. Right, would I go back? I am very much a person, I like to go somewhere once, do what I can do, and then be done with it. Would I go back? Oh, I don't know. I think I've done all that I could do in Dominican Republic. I feel that even if I went to another part of it, there's not a lot more that I could do. I've seen like the private islands, I've been in like the forests, I've seen the local beach and everything like that. I just think if you went to another part, it would kind of be the same. The only place that I returned to was Mexico, because the first time I went, I'd done Cancun, and then I'd done the other side of River Maya. 2 completely different holidays. But I like to just go somewhere once, do everything, and tick it off my list, and then work my way around to the next island. But I would definitely recommend it. If, however, you like beaches, the beaches in Dominican Republic are owned by the government. and they're very restrictive to allow the hotels to do so much. So the hotels will try and manage the seaweed problem, because there was a huge seaweed problem at my hotel. It probably didn't help with the hurricane as well, but it wasn't the most pleasant of beaches that I've had. I still say that I think it's because it was the most uncommercialized island of Coco in Cuba that had the most stunning beach on our resort. We didn't have to go on a boat trip. We had a lovely beach on that hotel, and I think it's just because it was kind of pure. With this one, obviously, it's like been populated, it's been commercialized, they've had damage, and unfortunately seaweed is a big thing over there, but whereby they're not allowed to do much. They're only, I think they said they limit the amount of vehicles that go there and the amount of hours that they're able to look after the beach in a day. It is government run, unfortunately, so unless you go out to these private islands or like the boat trips where you go to separate parts, oh god, almost spilled me coffee, I wouldn't recommend the beaches in Dominican Republic, which is really, I don't like saying that, because there is probably some stunning beaches, and as I say, the one on the private island was a stunning beach. That is the beach you would expect to come out to your hotel and see. It's just for my personal hotel, it wasn't the case, and the fact that they are government owned, the government don't really care. That was the vibe that I got. And as I say, the hotels, they would do their time or do their allowance, and they'd be like, and they would be apologetic to people about the beach. That was one thing they'd always say, like, oh, we're sorry we've run out of hours today, which isn't their fault, but you think it's hard because a lot of people do go on holiday and like to go to the beach. So yes, that was I would say that would probably be the only downside. How I found it being on my own out there, absolutely fine. The first few nights you had, where's your husband, where's your boyfriend, where's your babies? After a few days, the waiters get used to you. They're regular, they're like, they know you, they know they're not going to ask. I did have one guy I had to put a complaint in about, because he was a little bit near, well, he weren't a little bit, he was very near to the mark. But you know me, I've got broad shoulders. If he'd have said something like that to someone else, however, it could have been a different story, but I gave as good as I got, let's just say that. Right, let's get me a drink, because we're going to talk about the costings, and then we get into the best part. I get to show you all my duty free. Woo! Right, so my holiday, oh goodness gracious me, I really feel like I'm going to knock something and just set everything on fire at the moment. So, my holiday, it sickens me when I see this. So, the standard price for my flight and the hotel I booked was £2,199. So that was for the Tui Blue Sensatori Hotel with my flights there and back for 2 weeks, 14 nights. I then paid £350. That was for my room upgrade. So when you book with Tui in that, they normally give you, I think it's like a standard double room or whatever's on offer at that time. But I paid the supplement, which was £350, to have a swim up room, because that was what I wanted. I wanted to treat myself, and I thought, you know what, my first holiday abroad on my own, I wanted a lot of firsts. So like my first swim up room, my first margarita, my first Dirty Monkey cocktail, like everything like that. I then paid £324 for the premium club. So that was outbound and return, your priority check-in, your lounge, priority boarding, your seats, the security and baggage drop. I had everything of that at Gatwick, and upon coming back, this is another thing, they had no lounge because Dominican Airport is very small. The lounge is for American Airlines. There was no priority bag drop, security, anything like that. You had to queue with everyone else. You had a premium check-in, that was the only thing, and you was called first to board, but it wasn't actually boarding. It was to be all put in a line with the security dogs, and then you all boarded the plane together, which then resulted in I was probably one of the last to get on the plane with some other people. When in Gatwick, the premium people, you get boarded and seated first, and then everyone else comes on. So I wouldn't recommend, if you was to do premium, I would say just do it going out. I wouldn't say do it coming back as well, because they don't tell you if the airports don't have the facilities there. So this is another thing I'm saying with TUI, and they're trying to tell me, well, actually the return, It's just really for the flight and seats. I'm not paying, like, I think going out, I had a £194 refund. So what's that, 194? 124 return. That, you don't pay 124 for extra legroom. So yeah, I would say double check that. And if you do want it on the return, check that your airport that you're flying back from into England has the lounge and bits and bobs for you. They put the TUI Care Foundation £1 on there. And then here come my charges. So I had a £250 cancellation fee. I had a £50 amendment fee. And I had an £840 room occupancy charge. So my holiday started at £2,199. My extras were £674 roughly. And from what they had to do with matching, they did match the online price in this circumstance, because their price in store I think was like £400 more than what it was online. So they did match that, so I have to give them that. They did match it, but unfortunately everything else, no. My total holiday was £3,696.16, which, please people, do not think she's bragging. That's a waste of money. It is a lot of money, I'm not going to lie. Hell of a lot of money. I haven't been abroad for 3 years. I normally would pay, when we would go away before, £1,800 for 2 weeks. £1,800 to £2,000 would be like my limit. Well, I say my limit. It would probably have been the prior person's limit, because for me, I think I work all year round for one good holiday. And unfortunately, I don't feel like I have a limit when it comes to holidays, because I'm only going abroad once. I have 1 2-week holiday a year. You know, I have my log cabins and that, but 1 2-week holiday a year. I like to know that I'm going somewhere and say it's the nicest that it can be, so that I can do everything, tick it off and be like, you know what, I went there and I enjoyed it. I don't want to spend 9 hours going somewhere and getting there and thinking, and then thinking, oh, I wish I'd have got that room, or I wish I'd have done that. I don't like to do that. With my travelling, I like to have a nice holiday. I can't lie. It's what I work all year round for. And yes, I know it is blooming expensive. When you take into consideration that's without spending money, I think I took about 1,500 quid spending money, but I didn't spend a lot of it. I actually, mum changed up some earlier and I got 600 quid back. So that was like, what, £900 for 2 weeks? And again, majority of that was probably trips and photos, because there's not a lot of stuff out there to do or like to buy really. It was just your shop on complex, that was all really. So yes, so probably that, with that, what's that, 900 is probably 4,700 for the holiday. That's with my trip, spending money, everything like that. That is a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not a lot of money. For me, however I look at it, I haven't been away for 3 years. So for me, that would be, say, 1,800 to 2 grand. So that's 6 grand. That's without my spending money. So in 3 years, I probably could have spent maybe, I don't know, 10 grand on travelling. I don't know. So I've spent still a lot, still 4,700, almost half of it on one trip. But it was, for all the hassle and all the kerfuffle and the thing, I did try and make the most of it. And it's definitely an experience. It was my first holiday on my own. There was a lot of problems. Even when I come back, you would have seen part in the final vlog, but I speak more about it in the travel diaries. You would have seen there was even more palavers on that, but you can't help it. There's palavers left, right, centre, isn't there? But yeah, for me, one holiday a month, my God, I'd love that, a holiday a month. One holiday a year. I do like to have a nice holiday, I can't lie. I don't really have a, I mean, I say I don't have a limit. I do have a limit if it goes above a certain point. But then again, I just think it's like, oh, overtimes. Like, I do my working week, I do all my overtimes. YouTube helps. And I think what I'm actually going to do is, so the first year when I treated myself with my YouTube earnings, I got like a nice bag, saved some money, got some bits and bobs. I think I'm going to use any YouTube earnings now for travels, because then it helps me be able to travel more and travel to nice places. It helps me create content for you guys and helps me to bring you along. And yeah, I think my YouTube earnings now I'm going to use for my travels. And then that way I can bring you on loads more adventures, eh? Can't I? Plenty more adventures to come. But yes, right, been waffling for far too long, ain't I? Let's get into the good bit of duty free, eh? Right, so you would have seen when I was at the airport going out, I got myself a couple of perfumes at duty free. You all know that I got one and I was like, I'm sure it's this one. Sure it's this one. I haven't got the little sample on me. I got the wrong one, but it doesn't smell too dissimilar. I think I am going to try and pick up the actual one that I have my tester for if it's in a sale at Boots or something. But I picked up two perfumes. I picked up the Paco Rabanne Fame and Tom Ford Noir. So this one of the ladies at work had actually told me about it. She was like, it's very sweet. It's like mango and peaches. You'll absolutely love it. And she was not wrong. I mean, first off, look at this bottle. Look at that. And it's very sweet. It's probably more of a summer's perfume. But nevertheless, it is a fabulous bottle. So I thought, you know what? We'll go with it. Then the second was a Tom Ford. And as I say, I was thinking, was it Black Orchid? Was it Velvet? I smelled this and I will give it to me. I was ill going out. I was very bunged up, weren't I? And you all know that I was like, I can't actually smell much, but I think it's this. Well, it wasn't. I have checked and it's not an aftershave. It is unisex. A lot of Tom Fords are unisex now. But now that I can smell it properly, it smells a bit muskier than the one that I had the tester for, which was Black Orchid. So Black Orchid, I believe, is the tall gold bottle that I need, which is great as well, because if I'd have got another one thinking at the airport, I would have got the tall black one. So I would have been wrong either ways. This one, did they keep the prices on? No. So if I remember correctly, this was $95 for 100 ml. And then when I bought this, they gave me a voucher for 20% off anything else. So they had the Fame on offer. And I think it was about 80. Because this is only a, is it a 90 ml? No, it's an 80 ml. They don't do this in 100 ml. I think this was about 80. But obviously, because I had the 20% voucher off from here, this cost me about just over 60. So I was quite happy. I've got two new perfumes. And as I say, the thing is for me as well, I want to get bits at the airport, whether like I was going to get maybe like a Pandora charm or a bit of jewellery or a perfume. I want to have something that I can build kind of like a travelling collection so that I can look at it and think that was Dominican or like that's Jamaica or whatever it may be. These were my two little babies. I did take like my odd few little perfumes out there. My DKNY, I used up my little Jean Paul Gaultier. I left a little perfume for the maid. Yeah, but I wanted some like nice new perfumes, you know, and I love that. What I did get, I couldn't not get this when I was at the airport coming home. As we all know, your girl loves Bailey's. Bailey's and Irish cream, okay? I sunk quite a few bottles when I was out there. However, with the restrictions and that, you can only bring back 1 litre of spirits. Which this is the downside to not travelling with someone. Because if that someone doesn't drink, I could always get another bottle and say it was theirs. So I got some tobacco for Dad. He's already took his. But I saw this and I was just like, oh. It was original or white chocolate. And I thought, no, I've got to go the original. And if you know me as well, I like to keep bottles. Not like every single bottle, but if it's say like a limited edition type of bottle or a special kind, I like to keep the bottle in a drinks cabinet in the back room. So when I saw this, I was like, I'm totally keeping this bottle once I've sunk this. And my lovelies, I got a litre bottle of, can you read that? Shannon's Irish cream. I mean, it was just meant to be, weren't it? It was absolutely meant to be. It's 17% and it was $30. So I think that's about 25 quid for a litre, which is more expensive than Bailey's. Yes, it is, but I don't care. I saw it, I had to have it. I had to have it, I couldn't not get it. So that was my little treat at a duty free coming back. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get myself some booze. Right, bits and bobs from trips. The places we went, I didn't think was too bad for prices. So on the Monkeyland and ziplining trip, we saw how they made fresh Dominican coffee and fresh Dominican hot chocolate. So I picked up this. This was $10, so about 6-7 quid. And it is, oh, it doesn't give you much information, but it's ground cocoa. So this is pure ground hot chocolate, which they say you literally, I'm going to put it here because I think it's kind of like leaked a little bit. Can we put you there? Yes, I don't really want you going on the bedding, to be perfectly honest. Boil some milk, put that in, and oh, the hot chocolate of it was absolutely lovely. I then also got, oh no, that's from the other one. To be honest, the only things that you can really buy are on your trips, photos on your trips, and bits at duty free really. If you've got any on-site shops at your hotel complex, you'll have that as well. But this was $10 also, so again, I don't think too bad for how many mils? 350. Their drink in Dominican Republic is called Mamajuana, and it translates to Dominican liquid Viagra. That's what they all call it. So obviously I had to pick up a bottle. I just love these little hats on them. They are so cute. Mamajuana. And basically, if I remember correctly, it's rum, red wine, cinnamon, vanilla, honey and spices. Because he said once you use this, obviously you have to strain it to make sure you don't get barks of cinnamon, but you just top it up with the rum and red wine again and re-ferment it. So that was $10. So $20 on one little trip. And then when I went to the spa cruise, they took a photo of you just as you got there, and it's the same bottle, it's the same Mamajuana, but it's got my face on it. So this is going to be my bottle, and again I will be keeping this bottle after because it's got a little photo of me, and the other bottle of Mamajuana is for Dada. And then in my little shop on complex, they had quite a good little selection, I'm not going to lie. I got, right, I don't even know how to pronounce these. These are Mamajuana, but they are, I think they're different types looking at these, or are they pure ones? Are these the ones that have already been strained? These are a lot stronger. These are 30%. These are going to blow your socks off. These were $5 each. So you're probably thinking, Shan, you've paid a tenner for 350ml there. And here you've paid a tenner for 100ml. But I just got some little small ones. Dada said, oh, did you get me any rum? And I was like, yeah. I don't think these are rum now. These are all Mamajuana. Premium blend and double filtrado. Well, we'll have to see how that one goes, eh? And then when we come back from the Sonoa Island private island tour, we went in a gift shop, as you would have seen, and I got slightly carried away. I was like a child in a sweet shop, I tell you. First thing I got as well, I know I say like I want perfumes or a bit of jewellery so that I can look at and be like, that's holiday. I like collecting t-shirts. I always have done. When we used to go Greece, I would always have the t-shirts printed up. They don't have them facilities over there, so I got 2 tops for $20, I think it was. And these I will probably never ever go out in, but these are like my doss around the house or go in the memory box. So I got a Punta Cana surfing one, and then I really like this one. This is like totally a bit of me. Punta Cana Caribbean Sea. 2 for $20, which is about, what, 16, 17 quid? I like a good top, don't come for me. Did I need any? Probably not. Do love a good postcard. I have a one there, which is like a 3D effect. Can you see that? It's like holographic. And then I just got a little standard one. This was $1 and this was $2. I have also had a thing of collecting postcards. Whenever I used to go to Greece, I would spend my money collecting these little, like, they was like bunnies and Snoopies. They're on a huge keychain somewhere in a memory box. And I also used to love collecting postcards. And that hasn't changed the older that I've got. Pens. Pens, magnets and key rings are another addiction, okay? I got this. This was $5, which you might think, Shan, it's a bit expensive. But it was a nice pen. So it's very like traditional Punta Cana, and it gave me like the forest vibes from where we went ziplining. So I thought that's all right. This is like the normal pen. This was $2.80. Lovely little pen there, pink Punta Cana, and then it says Rep Dominica. I did have a lot more sweets, but I've already took them to the people in work, I'm afraid. $1.60. I've got to get lighters for Dada. If I'm bringing him some backy or fags back, he wants lighters. So I've got him a Punta Cana, one of them. And then what have I got in here? They do wrap things up very nicely, I must say that. Oh, what's this? Oh, another lighter. Got him a blue one, Punta Cana. Is that going to focus? Probably not. That was $1.60 also. And then, oh, I think I've got glasses. I do like to get a lot of glasses as well. I haven't got as many as I normally would do because, as I say, Mexico, I had a whole new suitcase coming back and I got stung like anything. But a few here ain't going to hurt. Oh, I love this. So this was $9. This was pricey, I'm not going to lie. For this, I was like, it's a rip-off. But the larger ones were like $20. I'm like, I'm not paying that. You know me, I love my little snow globes. So of course I had to get a little snow globe. I was going to get myself a whole new little jewellery box. You know, you get the ones that are in like the shape of the shell or a heart. And I thought, I've got nowhere to bloom and put it. So can't do that. I got two types of shot glasses. I got this one, which was $5, which is a... Look at that shot glass, right? So it's like a little Aztec-y one. But it's got a holder. And this matches my pen. Don't think I'm being ridiculous, but it matches my pen. And I thought this is going to be the perfect one to have Mamajuana in. And I just love the fact that it's got its own little, like, coat. I loved it. And then I did get a more traditional one. This was $5 also. But I got a little Punta Cana shot glass. Normally I also pick up thimbles. But I don't think they had a thimble. And there was one thing that I wanted to do this year. And I want to start collecting pins or badges. Because if you remember, I think it was my birthday just gone. Mum and Dad got me a map of the world, but it's on a cork board. And I really want to put like little stamps or pins from where I've been, you know. So, is that one empty? Yes. Loads of stuff in this one. This is probably all what people would class as toot. So if you are someone who thinks I buy toot, please look away now, because you're not going to like this. So, kicking it off, we have for $5 a bottle stopper wine thing. So it's like a wine cork remover, and it's a bottle stopper, and it's all, oh, oh my goodness, it's a Stanley knife as well. That's a bit dangerous. How was I allowed to bring that through my hand luggage? They do not check your hand luggage. That is a proper serrated blade. Okay, so there's a bottle stopper Stanley knife thing there. And then, alright, this is all just... oh my goodness. You can tell that I like magnets and key rings because there's quite a lot. But these ain't all for me. Please don't think, oh my gosh, she's bought herself like 10 magnets. These are for like mum, dad, family, neighbours, like everything like that. I did buy myself a key ring, which I really liked. It is the Hamza hand. This was $6, but I love this. It's got the little tassel beads on as well. And I thought, you know what? It's always good to have a bit of luck, ain't it? But I think I'm not going to have this as a key ring. I think I'm going to like hang this on like by my bed or like my little drawer somewhere. Kind of like a little, the all-seeing eye, you know? And then key rings. Got a few key rings. These were, so this one was $6 because it's a bit more of, it's a metal one. Gorgeous though. Absolutely gorgeous. And you probably think as well, Shan, do you put these on your keys? No, I have a giant clip that I put all my key rings on from my travels. So it's kind of another thing of me to look back on for memories. Don't shout at me. Some people might think that's absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes I will put one on that I've bought. Like, maybe say, for example, these are $4. I might put one of these on my keys just to show that I've been out. But I would hate it if I lost it. And people probably think, but a key ring is supposed to go on keys. I completely understand that. But for me, they're like memories so that I can look back on them. So yeah, I have like a giant key ring. Or like, it's just basically a giant clip and it's got all my key rings on from all of my travels. So they were $4. And then magnets, we've got quite an array of magnets. This one was $3. This is kind of just like the basic simple ones that you get, Punta Cana. And then I got a few random ones, let's just say. So this was $4. I got this one because I like the fact it's a bottle opener, and it's also got 2 little shells on, guys, look. So again, practicality. If you can't find your bottle opener, you got a magnet with one. This one, I can't. I have another thing as well. You're probably thinking, Shan, you have all these things. I know I do. Sand. I like to bring sand back or pick a shell, but because of the beaches where I was, I didn't want to pick a shell on the private island because didn't really fancy getting arrested, and in my beach there wasn't. It was just mainly rocks. So I try and have like something to bring some shells back. And I mean, you can open it. I don't want to because I think I'm going to end up dropping it everywhere, but this was $4 and it's a little magnet and it's got the green sand and the shells in, so I can look at that. Oh, and it says Punta Cana, so I will be able to know exactly where that is from. Is it a magnet or is it a oh no, I think it's a little statue. Oh, that's cute. Don't know where it's going to go though, but it's actually a little statue, my lovelies. So yes, I do like to collect sand as well. And then these ones were, what are we, 4, 4 and 4. These are like fun ones. So I got Punta Cana magnet with a cocktail, because your girl had a lot of cocktails out there. Republica Dominica. And then I like this one. I love all the flamingos. Not that I saw flamingos out there, but I just really liked it. It makes everything look pretty, doesn't it? And then, so these are the last few bits of duty free that is actually for me. I got some Hershey's. Hershey's cookies and cream is life. This was $10 for this bag. And I don't want to open it. Do I want to open it? No, I don't want to open it. Not just yet. It says snack size. So I shall be taking them to work because I absolutely love some Hershey's. I also got a couple of little, I don't really drink vodka, you know this, but some Absolute ones, mandarin and peach flavour. These were $4 each. Absolutely fabulous. I thought I'd try that. Bit of a summer spirit left in me. They had a Bath and Body Works section. Guys, do you know how bad? I saw my Cactus Blossom candle still there from what I got from River Maya all them years ago. Do you know the urge to not buy every single candle and body butter there? But I didn't. I just come away with an anti-bac. Just one. Just one, I promise. There's no more in there. This was $2. A little anti-bac, cucumber melon. So best believe that's going in with the rest because I'm like, oh my god. And then I got Mama G these. These are Butterfinger crispy crunchy peanut butter minis. We all know she loves a bit of a peanut butter. I was going to say Butterfinger. Peanut butter. These are only $4. So I don't know what they're going to be like. That is for her to have a little work about. And then the last few things I got was from my shop on Complex, which was a tad expensive. I'm not going to lie. It was a tad bit more expensive, but they have to make their money, don't they? Right, do not shout at me because this is something I probably definitely didn't need. But I saw it, fell in love. Guys, look at this little beach bag. It's tiny. It's absolutely blooming tiny. And I actually probably would use this next summer. If I was going out and just wanted to put my phone and my card in, absolutely. But I saw it and I was just like, I need it. I was like, it's just so cute. That was $15. Okay, so a little bit pricey, but what can I say? I was on holiday. I saw this. This was $8 and I was like, oh my god, I need to get it for mum. It's a little cat pouch, but it's furry on the back. So she will be best pleased when she sees that. And what's this? Oh, I got some coffee liqueur ground coffee. This was $10. This is what I mean. Very pricey on the shops on site. Please, whatever you do, do not forget suntan lotion. That is one thing. My hotel shop was charging $45 for a bottle of the Nivea spray cream that I had. $45. Don't be cut out and get suckered into that, my lovelies. So Dada's got a little liqueur coffee pouch. They had loads of flavours of them, like vanilla. I think there was like hazelnut, everything like that. What's all this? This one's stapled. Right, I might have another thing as well. You're going to think, Shan. When I was little, I used to collect figurines of boats as well. You might think that's very, very weird. This was $13. This was hella pricey. You used to get these for like €5 back in Greece in the day. But I saw it and I couldn't not, because I think I've still got all my original boats in my memory box and I don't want to get rid of them. So I got a little boat and it says R Dominica. $13, yes, it was expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but it's kind of just nostalgic. I can't help it. What's this? Oh, right, so I need to find the things. I've got 2 spoons, which might give you away. Oh, something on my chest. Oh, got a hair there. Which I'm hoping I'll find what that's supposed to go with. Yes, so I got one for me and I got one for Dada to have like for his coffee and for me to have with my Mamajuana. And look! So it's a little like espresso cup with a spoon. And it says Punta Cana and this was $10. Again, a bit pricey, but I just thought, oh, you're on holiday, ain't you? You're on holiday. Is this the other one? Nope, this feels like another shot glass. Yes, it is another shot glass. This one was $6. So as I say, where was the other one? That was $5. Oh, they're not too bad. This one says, stay calm and get wasted, Punta Cana. I mean, I thought that was quite fitting, to be perfectly honest, with the situation that we had out there on several nights. Is this my little cup? Yes, this is my other cup. I just got 2 of the same design because I thought it's quite nice to have the map on it. So I've got one and Dada's got one. Why is it, right, every time you go somewhere abroad, penises are everywhere? I couldn't not get one. It was $7. I was going to get the giant one that was a bottle opener. I think Mum would have had an absolute meltdown if I'd have got that. But yeah, I got a penis keyring. This is absolutely not going on my keys, but it will well and truly be going in the memory box, you know? Oh, this I fell in love with. Don't quite know what I'm going to do with it yet. Story of my life. But this was $7 and it's kind of like a little jewellery tray. It's a glass ceramic one. Very, very nice. Like a nice little size. But I just thought I really like that. I was even thinking maybe getting like a little stand. You know, like the 3-leg stand on Amazon or something. And having it as like a little display. But yeah, I just really like that. So I thought I'd get that. And then what else have I... Oh, there's more bits. What else did I get that she needed to wrap up? I know there's like... I mean, there's plenty of magnets and key rings still in there. Oopsie. Oh, this is the magnet one. So this is the sand. This is it. $5. Got a little pink sand heart magnet. So I've got the outfit, the little ornament of it, and then the bit that goes on the fridge. Oh, I think this is an ashtray for Dada. Yes. So I got him a blue ashtray to match his blue pen. This was $8. So again, very pricey, I feel, because you can get ashtrays in like Greece for what, €3-4? Let me know if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I've been to Europe, but they never used to be expensive, you know. And then I also got another little bottle of Mamajuana. This was $10 as well. So you can see for $10 of the big bottle that I got to $10 of this, it's pricey difference. Sorry, my lovelies, camera just died on me. Obviously rabbiting on too much. But yeah, another little Mamajuana. I just love these little straw hats. I just think that's so cute. I don't want to lose the hats. The hats are staying. They are a fundamental part of the bottle. And then, right, let's just tip this out. So, alright, so the pens ain't that much difference. The pink pen I also got in blue. So, Dada has got one and so has Mama G. This was $3. So, in the other shop it was $2.80. Not a lot of difference. This one was $3. I think this might be my one, maybe. I think this might be me. Rep Dominica. And it's just kind of like blue with pink writing. This is definitely one for me. This was $6. Wow, this was expensive. $6? And I really hope, because you know what I'm like when I have to peel labels off. I'm absolutely atrocious. Is this one coming off? Oh, this one's coming off, no problem. Woohoo! I got a nice little one, Punta Cana. Would I have paid £6 for it in England? Probably not, but as we all know as well, I like to collect pens. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pots of pens up there. Hi, my name is Shannon, and I could potentially be a little hoarder of travel bits. Who knows? And then, right, so we've got magnet, another magnet. And then key rings. Okay, so we've not done too bad here. So we got some more magnets. These are quite large ones though. So this is another bottle opener one. This was $6. Now the reason I got this one was for the iguana. Iguanas are very rife in Dominican Republic. I do not like them in the slightest, let me tell you that. But we have to go with it. And then these ain't too bad. These were $4 each. So this one says eat, beach, sleep, repeat. Punta Cana. That is a very fitting for me. And then this is the parrot, which is kind of over everything, because you did used to see them walking about with the parrots on the beaches, but I was just a bit scared. Birds kind of, I think birds are very unpredictable and they just scare the absolute life out of me, to be perfectly honest. And then keyring wise, I got this little keyring which was $6, and it's got like Punta Cana, it's got some little dolphins, and again some sand. See, I might put this one on my keys because it's dainty. I think I might put that one on my keys. And then this one was $2, just like a little flip-flop. I might put that one on my keys as well. I don't want to put like the nice big expensive ones, you know. This one was $4. This is like a jelly one. Punta Cana, I like that. And then the last thing I got was $4, but it's a little pin. So you know what I said, I wanted to have like a pin or a brooch or a stamp. This can be the first one whenever I move out. I mean, who knows whenever that may be, but I've got the travelling board there. I've got my first pin there. And that, oh my goodness, my bed is now covered. That is a sum up of Dominican. As I say, with the travel diaries, it will be a lot more what I did out there. I'll show you photos and kind of like our normal travel diaries setup. But I wanted to do kind of like a roundup of the whole experience with the travel agents, everything like that, because I do feel it needs to be spoken about, because I hope that no one else has to go through stuff like this, because it's not a pleasant time. You do not want your holiday to be stressful, let me tell you that, okay? But yes, let me make a little bit of room on the bed so I can get comfy, and we shall round this out, because I have a feeling this is going to be blooming long. So my lovelies, apart from the roundup of travel diaries to come, this is the end of the Dominican series vlogs. It's actually gutting for me. I'm actually gutted that it's the end. I'm not going to lie. It feels like it's gone by in the blink of an eye. I think the run up to it was not what I needed in the slightest. No one needs that type of stress on the run up, do they? But yeah, I made the most of it. If you've seen the vlogs, I made the most of it. Treated myself, treated some friends and family, treated some people at work. Like, everyone got a little bit of something. I wanted to bring a little bit of Dominican back for everyone. And as I say, I hope that you feel that you've had a little bit of Dominican with me along the journey with the vlogs. But yes, not gonna lie, I've got a hell of a lot of filming to do now, and it's probably not the greatest because it's Mother Nature weekend, and you know, you just think, oh. The uploads, I think we've got one more week of back-to-back uploads until the 1st of November, and then the first weekend in November I'm actually in Newcastle, so I don't quite know how the filming's gonna go, my lovelies, because you know me, normally the first weekend in November all the decorations go up. It might be that it's a week delayed, but I really don't want to film my home bargains video without a Christmas backdrop. So I don't quite know how it's going to work. There's going to be a 24 hours eating Halloween food with us. There's going to be spending Halloween with us. But as you know, we have our Halloween maybe like the weekend before. So we might actually be having our Halloween tomorrow. I'm not too sure. Not too sure. And then 24 hours with Halloween food, that is going to be in essence still 24 hours, but we're going to do a morning and afternoon one day and then the evening the next, because I need to get it up for a certain time. But M&S, they're very late in getting their Halloween foods out. So yeah, the uploads will still be there, but they might just be a little scatty, because next week as well I have my hair transformation. So yeah, it's all systems go, let's just say, all systems go. So normally, like, I would film this weekend, then next week would be Halloween, then the first weekend in November would be decorating. But I've got this weekend filming, next weekend my hair's getting done, and then the weekend after is Newcastle. So yes, very, very hectic, but don't worry. The uploads are still going to be there, okay? We'll go back to, from the 1st of November, it will go back to 6 a week. And then I think from the end of November, it will go to a daily upload every day through December to the first week of January, I think it is. And then can you believe 2023 is done? Can you actually believe that? Wow. Time goes by so quick. It's not going by quick because I'm sitting here rabbiting away. My lovelies, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. And as I say, leave me a comment, anything to do with this video, or what was your favourite part of the vlogs, any tips, tricks, anything you want to let us know, or have you been Dominican? Share your experiences down below, alright? But yes, take care, stay safe as always. I will let you get on with your day, and I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye guys!